Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Tasha claims her daughter has been a problem child since she was in the womb.
Was her daughter born to be wild?
I'm a phoenix. You can't blow out my flames.
According to your mom, you were hypersexual, shoplifting, arrested.
So damn familiar. I am not ashamed of my mistakes. I'm happy.
Are you really happy?
I don't know.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Tasha wrote in pleading for my help because she is worried about what she describes as her manipulative millennial daughter, Sierra, who she claims has been a problem child since she was in the womb. Now, growing up, Sierra and her mother have clashed constantly over her defiant behavior, which Tasha says included lying, stealing, having sex during class at school, and even getting expelled from school. Well, yeah. Now at 17, Sierra has run away to California, and her mother claims her high-drama daughter is in a life-or-death situation now. Take a look.
My 17-year-old daughter, Sierra, ran away from my house about 2 months ago. She has been homeless, hanging out with street people, doing heavy drugs, living amok. Sierra feels she's on a spiritual journey.
I'm like constantly thinking, like even when I'm asleep, it's so weird, bro.
I feel she's a little lost. Sierra has been a difficult child to manage. Sierra's had a very difficult time with the educational system, having confrontations with other students, turning in plagiarized work. She would sometimes leave school to just go get high. She's been expelled from 2 different school districts. The first one, she was expelled for bringing alcohol. The second one, she was expelled for distributing marijuana brownies. When they put her in the cop car to take her in, she was making faces at me through the window. She did not register the reality of her actions. She will steal whatever she wants: makeup, perfume, clothes, jewelry, and food. It's though Sierra cannot tell the truth at all. Every word out of her mouth is a lie. Sierra has a hard time taking criticism. She immediately shuts down and goes into tantrum mode and starts screaming.
Don't touch me.
She's engaging in casual sex with numerous partners, male and female. She's had 40 different partners, and she's 17 years old. She's actually even said to me before, you know, I'm going to go ahead and make money off of my body, which was very alarming. She does have a history of accusing men of rape and sexual assault. I see her as a threat to all men in her life. I absolutely worry about the people she chooses to be with. Druggies, homeless, sketchy people. People with no morals that'll do anything. I believe Sierra is in danger with the lifestyle that she's choosing. I want my daughter off the streets.
Well, as I said, Sierra ran away, and we tracked her down on the streets. Now, we were supposed to speak with both Tasha and Sierra several weeks ago, but things took a really strange turn. When our crew arrived to meet with 17-year-old Sierra, she claimed a man had just broken into the apartment where she was staying with friends. She claims he threatened her and sprayed the entire place down with a fire extinguisher. She took us inside to show us around the glass-strewn aftermath. Take a look.
Welcome to the crib, dog. This is where it's at. So this is where he decided to break a window. Welcome to the crib. Blood footprints. Everything's white from the fire extinguisher that literally, like, drowned in my lungs. I'm living in a pad right now with a couple homies, and they're all drug addicts. Like, there's needles everywhere. It's chill, though, whatever. Everyone steals from you. The water doesn't really work. It's pretty disgusting. We have to, like, if we're going to the bathroom, we literally have to, like, pour water in, like, on it. But you know what? I still smile. still smile through it all, you know? Say happy, dog. Excuse my French. Like, literally, just like, life can be so but you make it what you make it. I'm not a huge drug person. I honestly don't like them, but I mean, I've like been in the scenario where drugs are like all over the place, so of course, like, you kind of like, sure, I'll try it. If I could just smoke like 1 joint a day, it's like I'd be fine. It kills the anxiety, it kills the depression. It makes everything so much better. It sucks, it hurts to see the way people look at me because I'm literally just that one crazy bitch. Like, I'm crazy in everyone's eyes because I feel things differently than other people. God, I hate this world.
Well, if that wasn't enough, things got even more dramatic when the police rolled up to the scene and started to ask questions.
So what happened to you?
So I'm just kicking in the house with my homie, and he walks in. I asked him politely to leave. He won't leave. So I'm like kindly guiding him. Please leave. He's not leaving. So I'm pushing him. He's not leaving. So I kicked him out the door. From that point, he lost his on me, and I don't even remember what happened because when goes south, like, I mean, I do, but like, to think about it, just, oh, my brain scrambled, hurts, people are crazy, and I'm the crazy one. He throws the hot water at me. He's losing my marbles. I've never been, like, attacked before. And he breaks the window with the thing and sprays it. Like, he, like, picked up a chair and was, like, trying to hit me, and I had, like a knife, like a fork in my hand, like, trying to protect myself. Like, literally, he went at me. He went crazy on me. So, yeah, I'm going crazy. And I've never experienced that before, and I shouldn't have to, and I'm only 17, and he literally will be crawling up on my loft, trying to, like, cuddle and I'm like, don't touch me. He tries to hook up with me, and I tell him, don't touch me. So when he comes in here, it triggers me. When he doesn't listen to me, it pissed me off. So I kicked him out. And he literally is swinging at me. He has a chair. So I picked up whatever I saw. I don't even know what it is. It's probably in there. I picked up whatever I saw, and I swung it. And I think I hit him in the face. I don't even know. I literally blacked out. That's me so up. Personally, I don't like talking to cops at all. I didn't want this to happen. I just want people to love each other. I don't want there to be problems. I want people to be able to communicate and not have an issue. I have a lot of other to deal with. That's why I'm going on Dr. Phil, to figure out my problems. I clearly have a lot of mental health issues. I'm not super screw tight in here, so that's all I can give you. So damn familiar.
Speak up for yourself since I'm allowing you to come in.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, as you just saw, Sierra was arrested that same day for assault with a deadly weapon and never made it to the show. As I say, this was a few weeks ago. However, those charges have since been dropped, and today I do come face to face with this family. Now, her mother, Tasha, claims Sierra's latest arrest drama was just a small sample of what she's been dealing with for the last 17 years.
2 weeks ago, before we were supposed to appear on the Dr. Phil show, I was phoned with the police officer telling me that my daughter had been in an altercation where she had actually stabbed someone in their face. Sierra told me the perpetrator was hitting her, so she picked up a knife sharpener and defended herself. The perpetrator also broke the glass in the front window with a fire extinguisher and vandalized the home by spraying it all over. Sierra was then arrested for assault, was put in the juvenile detention center for 3 days. They would not release her to me. When they did release her, there were no charges. After she was released, the plan was she was going to be staying with her biological father until we actually taped the show. She did not do that. She stayed 2 nights at his house and then went and stayed on the streets. I'm here today to find out exactly what's going on.
Do you think that she is in danger at this point?
Absolutely. She's a danger to herself.
You think she's a danger to others?
Especially men.
Why?
She doesn't realize the power of her words and what she's accusing people of.
Well, you know, I put together a list of the comments you made about your thoughts on parenting her. You describe it as being overwhelming, that she was a hard child from the womb, difficult child growing up, You say, it's my duty to protect people from my daughter. And you're talking about, for example, men. If she gets in their life, she may say things that could just really destroy them.
Yes.
Sickens me, people think Sierra is a charity case. That you're bothered that she's out living on the street and all, and people think like, you know, my God, this is some kid that has nowhere to go, when that hasn't been the case.
No, she made the choice.
You say you're weak to her because of guilt, and your guilt about what?
My guilt about the fact that our family did not stay together.
And she was how old when the divorce took place?
2.
2? Okay. You say you've run out of ways to help her. You don't know how to handle her.
I've used up every parenting tactic I could possibly come up with.
And she says that she's learned her manipulative ways from her mother. She said, I didn't just get this through osmosis from the universe. I got it from my mother. So we're going to speak to her next and find out why she says that.
My mom definitely chose my stepdad over me. I ran away because I just was really craving independence.
Technically, I'm homeless, but I've never spent like a single night on the street.
I never really feel like I'm in danger.
And later,
If there's anything I can thank my whole family for is that my entire childhood has made me one hard-ass bitch. Nobody can tell me I don't want to hear it. No one. No one.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil.
My ex-wife believes she's going blind.
do you think she's faking this?
Unusual behavior.
She's spinning, walks in circles.
She says it alleviates the pain.
A desperate search.
Jessica took off. She's somewhere here in Hollywood.
I'm too stressed out.
What happens
Go away, please!
when she takes the stage?
Once the lights hit my eyes, it sends me into this panic.
That's Monday.
Sierra is a habitual liar. She is a thief. She has been diagnosed with bipolar. She has medications that she is supposed to be on, and she stopped them about 2 weeks before she ran away. She is substituting marijuana and psychedelics for regulated medications. She's way out of control.
Well, Tasha says Sierra's drug use stems from being off her bipolar medication, but Sierra says her brain just works differently. Take a look.
I ran away because I just was really craving independence. I was tired of feeling like too structured and like caved in, like I was suffocated.
I was ready to be on my own, and my mom was pissed that I was starting to pull away.
I kind of just packed a bag of one thing and like just dipped. My mom and I just like weren't on the same level like of communication. I feel like my mom definitely chose like my stepdad over like me, and she's easily persuaded by the ones that she loves.
Technically, I'm homeless, correct, but I've never spent like a single night on the street.
I know it sounds kind of like a situation, but for me, like it's been really nice because I've been able to find myself.
Cheers. Honestly, for me, like chemical drugs and like prescription drugs, like people are trying to put me on them for depression and this and that, but I really like to stick to naturals. It's beautiful, like what Mother Nature could create, you know, like it's dope.
I don't eat a lot. Like I usually just go to the grocery stores. I steal dog. Like I don't pay for it. Like they're large industries. Like taking one little thing is not gonna damage them. Bro, it's not even like I do it because I'm desperate, honestly. I just like get off on it. It's like kind of like a guilty pleasure. Like some people are like addicted to like drugs. Like I like to swoop. Plus it's funny. I've never like actually begged for money, but I've asked like, can I bum like $1 off you? It's not like I sit on the corner of the street like asking for money. I never really feel like I'm in danger. I mean, I can handle myself pretty well. Fear is not something that lives within me. Things don't scare me. Like I trust myself. I got it.
Well, Sierra, I'm glad to meet you.
You too. This feels so unreal. What?
Yeah? Tell me how.
I never thought I'd be on TV. I never thought, like, I had no anxiety until I walked up here, and then it's just like, this is weird.
Yeah?
I'm sorry, I'm pretty anxious, but,
No, that's all right. You're doing fine. Do you think something's wrong with you? Not just this minute. I mean, do you think something's wrong with you overall?
No,
do you
I
think
don't
you're
think-
mentally not functioning right?
yeah, I mean, I'm not, like, a normal person, that's for sure.
What do you think's abnormal about you?
My brain just works differently than other people.
How so?
okay, well, there's an instance, you know, ecstasy, like Molly, like most people take that drug and it's like, whoo, like, woohoo, let's go party. Like, for me, it's like nothing. Like, I just don't get anything. Like, it's just.
Your brain reacts differently to it.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just one thing that I thought was weird. My brain just works differently.
Tell me about the loneliness in your life.
I feel like I've always been alone, partially, because I always go, when things get hard, I go into my own little world. I feel like a lot of times I'm all I really have. Just me and this thing, you know?
Where do you think you'll be a year from now?
Hopefully in school. I really like to go get my degree in psychology. One day, I hope, I pray, I think that I'll have my PhD. I used to always tell my mom that, like, one day, like, I will have my PhD, you'll see. Like, I'll prove it to you, you'll see. But I don't really know. I don't have expectations. I mean, of course, I have, like, hopes and dreams, but I don't dwell on those things because most of my life, when I've had expectations, I've been let down. Mostly with my dad, but...
How did he let you down?
Like, I would literally be crying for my dad because he would say he'd come visit me and that he was gonna on his way and, like, we'd go hang out or something, and he just wouldn't come, so... I don't know.
What makes you sad?
Knowing that I've hurt other people and I don't mean to.
Who have you hurt the most?
My mom.
How?
I let her worry about me. I just left her. She's always been so understanding and forgiving and caring that she lets me be mean to her because she can't just tell me to shut up, Sierra, like, be nice. And I've always mistreated her because it's all I've ever known. It's how I saw my brother talk to her. It's how I saw my dad. I don't know.
Do you feel shame about that?
I don't really feel shame or guilt. I think everything happens for a reason.
Well, I have a question for Sierra, but it's not the Sierra that's sitting here right now. I'm going to ask her when we come back.
I'm a liar. I used to lie. I occasionally still do. And people don't trust me, so it's really hard to talk about the truth because I know that I'm looked at as if I'm telling a lie.
And later, had sex at school, body piercing in the school bathroom. That's good thinking. Expelled from 2 school districts.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. 2 school districts?
Yes.
Wait, but I left.
Yeah, you left after they expelled you.
My junior year of high school, like, I just brought, like, marijuana cupcakes to school. I put, like, way too much butter in that stuff.
They were, like, pure green. And, like, I was just, like, snacking on them, like, all day, just, like, really vibing.
There's these little, like, sophomore girls that were, like, pretty cute, and, like, I thought they were sweet, so I gave her the smallest amount, like, both of them. Like, I had them split it, and they got really sick. They searched me, and they put me in handcuffs. My mom and my stepdad, they were pissed. I just had this fat smirk on my face the whole time, just like, making jokes. Spent, like, a week at the juvenile detention center down there.
I got 2 Class A felonies.
Your mother says you have a problem telling the truth.
I used to lie constantly. I was scared of being honest. When I ran away, I made a promise to myself that I'd be honest with myself. No, don't be shaking your head at me. Of course I lie occasionally. It's a habitual response to things. But I try. Every time I
used to. Just claim it now.
Yes, occasionally I still lie, but I always, after I've lied, I most of the time always come back and say, wait, that wasn't the truth. This is what actually happened.
What's the most hurtful lie you think you've told that's either hurt you or someone else?
No, because I did not lie. I will not. I don't even want to talk about that.
What did you have just such a reaction to when I asked you that to her?
My stepdad.
What about him?
I don't want to talk about it. Because then I just the liar.
You what?
I'm a liar. I used to lie. I occasionally still do. And people don't trust me, so it's really hard to talk about the truth because I know that I'm looked at as if I'm telling a lie.
Right now, Sierra is not allowed in my home due to allegations that she has made against my husband. There are allegations that he's been sexually inappropriate with Sierra, which is a lie. It creates the drama that she likes to have in her life. I did ask my husband if it was true, and he just laughed. She went so far as to say, "You're going to believe him over me?" And I said, "Absolutely. You are the one who has the history of lying." She's trying to cause a rift between my husband and I. She said that she was going to break us up in the beginning of our relationship. That's the nature of Sierra. She's extreme in everything she does.
I'm too much of a free spirit. I can't be held down. Anybody who tries just sees that they fail. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm a phoenix. Like, literally, you can't blow out my flames if you damn tried. Like, I'm just, you know? No, maybe a little bit.
So tell me about the pain.
My childhood has been a show.
How so?
My mom suffers from severe bipolar. I have watched her go down an emotional roller coaster my entire life. There's been times where she has accidentally or not, I don't know, overdosed, and I was the only one home. I didn't know what to do, so after like shaking her and trying so hard to get some sort of response out of her, I just called an ambulance. And then I remembered like the people interviewing me, like I guess the Child Protective Services, and they're like, "She's too bright to be neglected, like she's this and that." Because I thought they were just people hanging out with me, bringing me sandwiches. I was like, "Oh, cool, thanks for the sandwich. Like, is my mom okay?" Like, I didn't know what was going on. Like,
You just did it again?
Did what?
Hid
Laugh?
behind humor?
I don't know how to let the pain out. I always hide it. I act like everything's okay. Because I'm strong. I'm really strong. If there's anything I can thank my whole family for is that my entire childhood has made me one hard-ass bitch. Nobody can tell me if I don't want to hear it. No one. No one.
If you're so hard, why do you hide?
I guess I'm just weak. Like, I can't tap into how I feel if I want it. I don't know how to get in there. It's stuck, and I can't take the pain out. It's trapped inside because I'm...
Would you rather heal than hide?
Yes.
If I could show you how to get that out of there, would you want to do it?
I need help. I need to know what's wrong with my brain. I don't think I have bipolar or schizophrenia or any of these things that people have thrown at me, but my whole life, medications, diagnosis, everything. Something's wrong with you. What's wrong with your brain? Like, why are you so screwed up? What's wrong with you? I'm tired of it. There's nothing wrong with me just because my brain works differently, but I know that there is something wrong with me. I want to figure out what it is. I want to know what's going on in there.
Let's take a break.
Sierra is an attention seeker with absolutely no conscience. I have seen social media photos of her holding a rifle and marijuana and cash. Sierra consistently takes inappropriate sexual photos, naked, topless, bottomless. I'm appalled. I try to teach her that her body is her temple.
Tasha's best friend and Sierra's godmother, Robin, says she gave Tasha one of my books 10 years ago and has constantly encouraged her to write into the show about Sierra. Take a look.
Sierra is belligerent, she's defiant, loud, and threatening. She wants to do what she wants to do, period. Sierra thinks that being a street kid is the coolest thing. She doesn't need to work. People will take care of her. Sierra's appearance is sloppy, messy, like a kid living on the streets. I think Sierra is way too sexually advanced for her age. Tasha would allow Sierra to wear thong underwear around 7 or 8. Tasha has told me that Sierra has witnessed her having sex on occasion. Tasha has not been strong enough in discipline. Tasha would always take away Sierra's cell phone or her laptop computers for whatever bad behavior she was doing, but it never seemed to last very long, and there was always an excuse why she had to give it back. Tasha would always draw a line in the sand, but the sand got blurry quickly. Tasha was more a friend than a parent. Tasha would always complain to me that Sierra would steal things from her out of her room, but I never heard of specific disciplines following thefts. I believe she's in a path of being in jail or dead on the street. If she stays on this path, I see absolute destruction.
Joining us in the audience is Robin right now. Robin, you've encouraged this to come about, right?
And these two deserve your help. They need to know your knowledge, and I'm here to support them.
And you say that you are bipolar?
Yes, sir, I am. I was diagnosed when I was 37. She was diagnosed when she was 16.
I don't think I'm bipolar. I don't think I'm any of these things that people said I am. I think people just see that someone's a little different and they just have to put a pinpoint on it because they want the paycheck in their pocket. Nobody actually gives a about you. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with me. I'm saying that the way people look at mental health is jacked up.
Well, I've tried to get a handle on what your thinking has been, so I've put together a chart of her mental health status according to you. In January of 16, which is over a year ago, you wrote an email and you said that at 3, she was diagnosed with ADHD. It's not possible, but that's what you were told. At 6, with bipolar. Also not possible, but that's what you were told. Then at 15, with borderline personality disorder. Okay? Then in November of that year, you said 13 with bipolar, 16 with borderline personality disorder, and you're now seeing characteristics of a sociopath. Then in October of this year, you said you now think she has a histrionic personality disorder. Was that just your opinion, or?
That is through my research.
Okay, so that's
not a diagnostic.
That's an internet diagnosis.
Yes.
You've just researched it, okay. And then in our interview with our producer, you said at 2, they said they thought she was ADHD, and at 12 with bipolar. And so we've got bipolar at 6, 16, and 12, ADHD at 3 and 2, and histrionic just looked up on the internet. So I wanted to look at what the professionals wrote down. So we then took a look at her mental health diagnosis according to the paperwork provided to us by you. I don't see anybody saying bipolar out of any of this.
Not on any of those, no.
Can I add something?
Yeah.
I think a big thing that makes this world our world is the labels.
I'm glad you brought that up because I want to point this out.
Okay, continue.
There's something that I refer to as an iatrogenic label. An iatrogenic label is one that can create more damage than that which it seeks to describe.
I don't think there's anything was ever wrong with me. I think it's environmental. I really think it is. And I know that all the things that have happened to me in my childhood, maybe if I had a different life, I would be pretty normal. But it's not my problem. It's my life. There's no other way to put it.
Well, there is another way to put it, and I'm going to explain that after the break.
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil. Is she going blind?
She's spinning, walks in circles.
Or faking it?
Once the lights hit my eyes, it sends me into this panic.
That's Monday.
My sister has always been a wild child. I've seen my mother's emotions torn apart by my sister. When I witnessed my mom and my sister's relationship, there was a lot of bad energy. There was a lot of tension, a lot of fighting. Sierra and my mom feed off of each other because they both have bipolar disorder. They both think they're very pretty and can use men. Sierra is stolen from me in the past. A couple years back, Sierra decided to have friends over, and things were stolen. A lot of money, a lot of valuables, like $2,000 to $3,000 worth of stuff. Of course it pissed me off. In her current state, I don't want to have a relationship with Sierra. I do not trust Sierra to be in my house. Absolutely not. If Dr. Phil can't help, my mom needs to seriously just let go and remove herself from the situation with Sierra.
That's never gonna happen.
Okay, well, that was Sierra's older brother, Tio, who says Sierra has no respect for boundaries of any kind and has always been over the top. These are questionable behaviors, according to your mom, that you ran away, living on the streets, shoplifting, doing drugs, stopped medication, profanity, we know that. Hypersexual, entices men, pictures with rifles, marijuana, arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. They dropped that charge, by the way, right? Arrested with marijuana, brownie at school, had sex at school, body piercing, you and another girl in the school bathroom, decided to pierce each other. That's good thinking. Plagiarized homework, lied to teachers, throws drinks, harassing students, expelled from 2 school districts. So
2 school districts? That's
I've got the paperwork. It's not.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. 2 school districts?
Yes.
Wait, but I left.
Yeah, you left after they expelled you.
They expelled me?
Yes.
See, I just block stuff out that I don't remember. I'm like, what? That didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking
okay,
about.
watch
What?
your mouth.
I said block stuff.
Your behavior that we just looked at is outrageous and it's unacceptable. And I said earlier that I had a question for Sierra, but not the one that was sitting here. If you could turn back the clock and you could go back and talk to 9-year-old Sierra, if you could sit next to her and say, look, you need a best friend, and let me be her.
I would tell her that her best friend's herself and that the only person she can ever look to is herself and that she needs to respect herself and love herself. And that's something I didn't always do. That's something that Sierra wasn't doing.
If you gave yourself that advice then, you would have made some different choices in the last 10, 11 years, right? If you listen
this
to
is
it?
gonna sound super psychotic, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't regret any of that, none of it. Not a single thing, because everything that I has done has made me who I am today. Everything. I am not ashamed of my mistakes, and I will not let anybody make me feel as if I am. I am proud of the person I am, even if it's not a good person, because no matter what, I'm Sierra, and I'm all I got, and I gotta love myself. And the only thing I can do is move forward and not repeat them. I'm happy that everything has happened. I'm happy with where I'm at in life, even though it's not a good place, because I know that there's possibilities to make it good. And I have people, I have my best friend, and I have my mom, and I have my aunt, and those are the only people that I need, because I know I can always turn to him or her. I can always turn to my family and my friends. I'm loved, and I'm safe, and I'm happy, and I won't let...
Are you really happy?
I don't know.
I'm going to tell you why you feel that way. And the good news is that's all fixable.
The #1 show in daytime is taping now. All we need is you.
You're going to be in the Los Angeles area and want to watch a live taping of the Dr. Phil Show? Call 323-461-PHIL. That's 323-461-7445 or visit drphil.com. Tickets are free, and I hope to see you soon. Would you like to know what I think?
I'd love to know what you think.
I think very early on, you have been misdiagnosed. I think you have been mistreated because of that misdiagnosis. And I think you have been given a series of medications that have been toxic for your brain. And when I say toxic for your brain, I think it has actually caused your brain to rewire itself in such a way that you have a problem with impulse control. You have difficulty with problem recognition. You have a difficulty with problem solving, and you have a difficulty with foresight, the ability to predict the consequences of your actions.
Absolutely.
Because there is a point at which your social and emotional development is arrested. It stops. When you get this kind of toxicity in your brain, that social emotional development stops. And so because you don't have the ability to predict, then you don't have the ability to care about the consequences. And the good news is that's all fixable. In my opinion, you're not schizophrenic, you're not bipolar, you're not insane. That's just not even close to what's going on here.
Thank you so much.
Because that can be fixed.
I never thought I would hear those words. I thought my whole life would be a constant struggle. What's wrong with you and how do we fix you? I've trusted these people. I just wanted to help.
No,
she
listen,
was lost.
you've noticed I haven't thrown you under the bus here?
I'm grateful for that. I was expecting it.
No, because when you go to a doctor, you don't go to them to not take their advice.
Right.
You go to them to take their advice. But I'm sorry, I just think there's been some misdiagnosis. And when you look at someone and you diagnose them as ADHD or bipolar, and so now you're involved with dopamine and serotonin, and you start facilitating that when it wasn't depleted to begin with, you get the body in what's called heterostasis. It's out of balance instead of imbalance. And with a teenager, their brain is just developing, and it can create all kinds of imbalance. So they start getting disoriented, and then they start feeling like a zombie, and then what they do, start spitting that medication out the minute you turn your head, because they don't want to take it, and they'll do anything they can to escape that, but it creates problems that have to be unraveled. Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our email newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else.
Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today.
I want to add to the conversation a brain specialist in this regard. It's Dr. Frank Lawless. And Dr. Lawless is the chairman of the Dr. Phil Show Advisory Board, and he's the co-founder of the Lawless P&P Center. And P&P, by the way, stands for psychoneuroplasticity, which sounds like a bunch of big words put together, but think about neuroplasticity. It's the ability of the brain to be flexible and to reform itself. Dr. Lawless, tell me what your thinking is.
Every day and night, that's right. Ooh, you know we gon' get it. Ooh, you know we gon' get it. Ooh, you know we gon' get it. Every day and night, that's right.
I think you said it probably better than I could, and that is that at a very young age, the child begins to lose the ability to understand themselves and to understand their environment. So what happens is this maladjustment continues to unravel themselves, and so they build up a wall. And the wall basically is the problematic processing of the brain.
And when we throw medications on top of this, particularly now, her brain is in the pruning process, correct?
That's very correct.
And when you throw medication on top of that and disrupt that pruning process, she basically, this becomes involuntary for her. If we don't get this brain detoxified and get her back to some kind of baseline, there's no chance she's ever going to be able to see the world clearly unless you get her back to some kind of baseline, correct?
I think that's a very urgent issue.
Yeah.
Doing a brain scan, some neurofeedback, some ultrasound for reprogramming. If we flew her into Dallas to you at the P&P Center and she was there for 2 or 3 days to get a good profile here and get her started on some protocols, can you do that?
Absolutely. That's what we're here for.
All right. Okay. And then you've got to learn some new coping skills because your emotional development has been arrested, and you've got to learn some more mature ways of dealing with your interactions with the world. Does that sound okay with you?
It sounds more than okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, fair enough?
Thank you.
Okay. All right, I want to thank all of my guests today, and a very special thanks to Dr. Lawless. All right, guys, thank you so much. All right, I'll see you backstage. Okay? Bye.